All right, today's um, today's focus is on recognizing where you are in your body. It is a extension of a message that I shared yesterday um, from the book Sacred Rhythms about self-examination of recognizing where you are in your body and knowing that God created your body to be used by him to bring him glory, but also for the good of others, right? Um, and so that definition of good has to be linked to what God said is good, not what we decide is good. Um, and so today, the scripture that I want to offer you as a sort of litmus test of how we're using our bodies and the language that's happening in our body. It's from Exodus 20, 12 through 17. And when I read it this morning, it was with the question, won't you be my neighbor? Y'all remember Mr. Rogers, right? So the scripture is Exodus 20, 12 through 17, and it says, honor your father and mother, then you will live a long, full life in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You must not murder. You must not commit adultery. You must not steal. You must not testify falsely against your neighbor. You must not covet your neighbor's house. You must not covet your neighbor's wife. I'm going to insert in there, or husband, male or female servant, anybody that has been placed in their environment to help serve them. Ox or donkey, that really just means anything that they have and they own that is helping them harvest, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. So Exodus 20, 12 through 17, it's the back half of the Ten Commandments. And this, when I read it and God said to me, won't you be my neighbor? He said, like, the big mistake that we make in honoring our neighbors, we assume that it's the person that lives right next door to us. But a neighborhood is like a collective of people that have come together with the common good of taking care of the space that they occupy. So your neighbor would be anyone that you have allowed within proximity of your personal space with the common good of taking care of the space that you occupy. So if the space that you occupy is your body, we get to ask ourselves, who have we allowed in this space? Is that person going to honor the space that I'm occupying? And am I going to honor them in my body using Exodus 20, 12 through 17 as my sort of rule of thumb? Am I honoring my parents in my body? Am I not stealing from anyone in my body? Am I making sure that I have not murdered anyone with my body? Right? And that could be physical, or that could be with your thoughts, it could be with your words. It could be with your posture of how you treat them with kindness or kill them with kindness. And then lastly, am I seeing to it that I am not coveting the person that I've allowed within proximity of what I'm occupying? Am I making sure that I am not allowing jealousy or envy or comparison to come into the space that the two of us or the three of us or the multiple of us are occupying, where my body is in concern? So we get to see to it that we are letting God show us who we are and what our purpose is, and making sure that the language that we speak with our bodies is adhering to the commandments. And it'll check you. If it doesn't check you, if it doesn't give you a big gut check, let's talk. Because it should give you a major gut check to ask myself, like, am I doing this right? Not perfect, but right. Am I doing this the way that God would want me to use my body to honor him and to honor the people that have been put in my company? And in the regard of, like, I'm going to spend some time breaking down each one of those, because in the regard of honoring my mother and my father, we could go back to Psalm 139 of the self-examination of, like, God knew me when he created me in my mother's womb. And if I'm going to live my life with purpose and intention, I have to be willing to honor the fact that those are my parents. Regardless of what my childhood may have looked like and how jacked up it might have been, how wrong or how right they may have honored me as a child or disciplined me or taught me the things of life, above all, I have to honor them. Because of them, I have life. Am I honoring my body in that space with an intention of honoring the fact that I have breath because my parents decided to have me? I think that would solve a lot of our junk. A lot of our junk. So while you're moving today, like, we're going to move with a very specific intention of releasing whatever you might be holding on, that your muscles are like this right now. And I love that Barre gives us permission to do that in a very freestyle, zero impact, gentle movement. But gentle doesn't mean that it won't challenge you. You can be gentle and still be disciplined. That is the method of God. So let me pray, and I'm going to press play and we'll move our bodies. Father God, I thank you that you are kind enough to notice the way we've been moving that is not the way you intended us to move. I thank you that in that noticing, you just gently grab us by the hand and say, you've been walking the wrong way. You've been standing the wrong way. You've been sitting the wrong way. Your shoulders are slumped. Why is your head dropped? And you slowly begin to fix our posture without shaming us or blaming us, but you just put things and people and tools in our within our reach so that we can begin to change the way we're moving. I pray that as we're moving today, it would be with an honoring of the fact that you've given us this one body, and that in this body lives all of our emotions and all of our experiences and all of our upbringings and all of our thought processes, all of our hopes and all of our dreams. And while it would feel overwhelming to try to grab a hold to all of it at once, you give us permission to take one section at a time, to embrace it, to release it, to inhale, to exhale, to move, to stand still, to lay down, to get up. As it says in Ecclesiastes, there's a time and a purpose for everything. Only you know what time and purpose we are standing in right now, so we just ask that you would just show us what our next steps are. We ask all of this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen. All right, all you're going to need is a mat and the willingness to move. I'm going to press play and we'll get going. Test. All right. All right, go ahead and find yourself on your mat with your feet right up underneath your hips. If you do have a looped band or an exercise tube, grab it, put it to the side. We'll use it just a little bit, but still in a very gentle way. So your feet are underneath your hips. We're going to warm up first. Roll your shoulders down your spine. Let your shoulder blades drop kind of like that beneath your shoulders. Take a big inhale up and a big exhale. Good. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands at your sides. Shoulder roll. Inhale and reach up again. Exhale, hands at the sides. Inhale right. Exhale left. Do that again. Up. Exhale. Shoulder roll right. Good. Shoulder roll left. Had to make sure I was recording. Inhale up. Exhale. Shoulder roll right. Shoulder roll left. We're going to do that with our knees. Inhale up. Exhale down. Lift your right knee up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Shoulder roll right. Shoulder roll left. Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right knee comes up. Left knee. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Shoulder. Left. Inhale. Right knee, left knee. Remember, inhale, exhale. We're going to change it up. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, come forward. Hands at your thighs. Inhale, round the back. Exhale, drop your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop the arms. Inhale, right shoulder. Exhale, left. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tip forward. Inhale, round up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, relax your arms. Inhale, right shoulder. Exhale, left shoulder. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop the arms. Right knee, inhale, circle. Left knee, exhale. Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right knee goes inhale, circle, and exhale. Good. Let's tip forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Round and lift. Exhale to drop. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop the arms. Right knee comes up. Left knee. Good. Do that again. Tipping forward on the inhale. And then we exhale. Round the shoulders up. Drop the chest. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to drop your arms. Right knee comes up. Something different. Take a big step back with the right foot. Sweep up. Exhale, open the arms. Inhale, tip forward and reach out. Step together. Sit in your chair. Lift your arms by your ears. Tip forward from the hips. Halfway up. Drop back down. Slowly roll up. As you roll up, step back and reach up. Open the arms. Tip forward from the hips. Good. Step in and sit in your chair. Tip forward from your hips. Come halfway up. Drop back down. Big reach up as you come up. And let the arms drop. Right shoulder roll. Left shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, tip forward. Hands on the thighs. Round your shoulders. Halfway up. Drop back down. Reach as you come all the way up. Good. Right knee, left knee. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, tip forward. Round up. Drop down. Good. Step back on the right. Arms go up. Open the arms. Tip forward. Sit in your chair. Forward from the hips. Halfway up. Back down. Come all the way up. Step back on the left foot. Reach up overhead. Elbows out. Tip forward. In your chair. Forward from the hips. Halfway up. Back down. Big reach up overhead and let your arms fall at your sides. Good. Right shoulder roll. Left shoulder. Inhale, exhale, reach up. Right shoulder roll. Keep breathing. Reach up and let the arms fall. Good. Right knee, left knee. Reach up with the knee and circle out. Left. Reach up and inhale. Exhale, drop the arms. Right knee, left knee. Reach up. Tip forward from the hips. Round your back. Drop the chest. Do that again. Round your back. Drop the chest. Again, twice more. Good, inhale to lift. Exhale to drop. Good, inhale, reach all the way up overhead. Open the elbows. Hold the pose, not your breath. Take your chin off your chest and relax your ribs. Good, bring your elbows together in front. Lock your fingers together. Step back with the right foot. Let the heel drop to the floor and open your elbows. Step forward. Bring the right knee up towards your chest. Reach underneath your knee and pull in just a little bit. Elbows are nice and wide. Shoulders are relaxed. Take this leg, cross it behind, and then reach up with the right arm. Good, take that toe out to the side. Let your fingertips fall to the leg and reach up with the opposite hand. Step back in. Good, big inhale, reach up. Exhale, tip forward. Round your back. Drop your chest. Do that again, round the back. Drop your chest. Two more, round and drop. Good, all the way up, all the way back down, and then reach up overhead. Let your arms drop. Good, take the arms up, elbows go wide, relax your shoulders, tuck your hips under, collapse your ribs, chin off your chest, and smile. Elbows together, lock your fingers, feel the stretch behind your back. Step back with the right foot, and then open the arms wide, or left foot, sorry. Good, step forward, reach underneath that leg. Elbows wide, stand up nice and tall. Cross that foot back in a curtsy, let the heel drop, push your body weight into the heel, and reach up with the same arm. Good, take that toe to the side, let your fingers fall down your thigh, sweep up with the opposite hand and reach over. Good, come back to the center, take a big shoulder roll. One more, let's start from the beginning. Ready, inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms down. Right shoulder roll back, left shoulder roll back. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale down, here come the knees, right knee, left knee. Inhale, exhale, here comes that fall forward. Inhale up, forward on the hips. Reach down, halfway up. Back down, all the way up, sweep up, step back with the right foot, arms go wide. Good, elbows come forward, lift your right knee. Reach underneath that leg, pull it in a little bit closer, shoulders relax. Curtsy, step back, reach down, and then reach up with the same leg. Cartwheel your arms, toe goes to the side, reach up. Step back in, roll your shoulders twice. Good, nod your head yes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms down. Right shoulder, left shoulder. Keep breathing, reach up. Lower down. Right knee, left knee. Check your posture, even on the knee lifts. Good, inhale, tip forward. Hands on your thighs. Give me a rounded back. And then drop your chest all the way down to your toes. Halfway lift. Back down. Sweep your arms up, step back with the left foot, elbows go wide. Step in, knee comes up, elbows together. Reach underneath that knee, chest is lifted. Cross the foot back and reach up. Drop your body weight to the back heel. You should feel the stretch on the side of your body, right at that side hip pocket. Cartwheel the arms, take your toe to the side, and then reach up with the opposite arm. You can look down to your toe if you need to. Good, step the feet in, big shoulder roll. Again, one more. Take a big inhale up. Exhale, drop your arms. Step your feet out wide. Turn your toes to the corners of the mat. We're going to start to warm up through the hips. All right, lower and lift. Down, up. If your hips feel stiff or sticky, don't force them to go down. Remember, the focus of today's class is to check in with yourself. Feel what you feel, know what you know, and decide, where am I going? Right? Because you could feel what you feel and say, I'm not going there. You could know what you know and then force yourself to do something that you are not physically capable of doing. So feel it. Feel it, and then measure what you know, and then ask God, like, where can I go with this? And He might actually tell you that what you're feeling is based on fear, and He might ask you to meet somewhere in the middle. I don't know where that is for you. Yes? Notice what's happening in your hips. Notice what happens in your ribs. Check your shoulders. Check your chin. Even check your toes. Yes? All right, lower down and hold. Take your arms out. Keep the hips low. Bring your hands forward. Relax your shoulders down your spine. Take the arms up high. And then let them fall down to your sides. Lower down in your hips a little more. Good. Take a little break. Lift up in the hips. Arms go wide. Take it overhead. Bring your hands in front this time. Relax the shoulders. Lead with your elbows. Open the arms wide and sink a little bit lower. Breathe. So I'm going to give you a rest on your hips. Reach up. Take the hands forward. Leading with the elbows. As your elbows open wide, the knees go with it. Take the arms out. Let's reverse that. Hands come forward. Take a little rest on your hips. Reach up. And let your hands fall at the sides. Yes. Reach forward. Reach up. Let the hips fall when the arms drop. Good. Reach up. Hands come forward. Elbows go wide. Knees open up. Reverse it. Come forward. Reach up. Take a break. Let your arms fall. Hips go low. Good. Reverse. Reach up. Hands forward. Elbows wide. Arms go wide. Legs go wide. Good. Drop your hands at your sides. Lift up through your hips. Just rock side to side. Loosen them up. I'm going to need you to make a big circle, pushing towards the right. Push to the front, over to the left, and behind. Take your toes and turn them forward just a little bit. They're not straight, but they're more forward than they were before. This just releases your knee and releases your hip. Good. Start to tip your chest forward as you push your hips back, and then stand up and lean back just a tiny bit. If you need to place your hands on the small of your back to protect that back bend, soften your knees just a tiny bit so that you don't pull on your hamstrings. Good. Push to the right side, bend that knee, straighten the left leg. Again, your toes are slightly angled, not where we started, but not straight forward. Take the left hand, reach down to the right shin, and push the right hip pocket back. Good. You're going to lift up through your chest. Take the left hand out. Step the right foot in to meet your left. And then go right back out to that position. Stay there. Push your hip pocket back. You can place your hand on your hip if you need to support it or a reminder to drop down. Take the left hand out wide. And then slowly lift up and come up. Yes, same thing. Step out. Drop the hip. Reach for your shin. Take the right hand. Reach up to the ceiling and hold. Good. Good, bring the hand back to your hip, left hand goes out, step in, and you're gonna sweep that hand up and lift your knee. Yes, the left hand is fully extended, right hand overhead, right knee comes up. Take your step back, hold the spot, notch your breath. Good, ready, left hand comes out. When you get your knee to where it needs to be, that's when you get there. So whether you came from that position straight up or you had to tap your toe, you still did it right. Breathe, check your posture. Ready? Sweep down, grab your shin, reach to the ceiling. Good. Bring the hand to the hip, left hand goes out, chest is long. Slide it in and raise up. We're gonna do that still on the right side, a little bit quicker. Fall down, sweep up. Fall, sweep. So the left hand reaches for your shin, even if you never touch it. 4, reach up. 3, reach up. 2, 1 more, giving you a little bit of a break. Take those hip circles to the left. Yes. Hands on the small of your back. Let the circle be what it's gonna be. Bend your knees. Catch your breath. Big breath in. Big breath out. Pushing the left hip to the opposite side of the room. Pushing back over to the right. Little bit of a back bend. Big stretch on the hip flexors. Now go ahead, sink to the left side, hand on the hip. Right hand comes down to your shin. Good, sit back in your hip. Be kind to your body, ungrip your toes. Relax your quads on both legs. Can you sit back a little bit lower? Breathe. Good, take your right hand out to the side. Let your eyes follow your hips. Slide to the right side, drag that left foot in, and raise up. So listen, your left side is my right hip that has not been kind. I won't say that. My hip has been kind. I haven't been kind to my hip. So you're gonna see me do some modifications like dragging my foot or tapping first and then coming here, and also keeping my hand on my hip rather than reaching up, because I have to be kind to my hip. So we're gonna take it slow, stepping out to the left side. Land your foot, reach down to the shin, hand on your back pocket, lower your hip. Relax the quads on both legs. Literally, consciously let go, releasing the muscle on the front of your thigh. Take your right hand long, chest is parallel to the floor. Good, slowly shift over to the right side on the standing leg. Draw that knee towards the chest. Relax your shoulders, chin off your chest. Breathe. Good, couple more breaths. All right, ready? Step out. Make sure the entire foot lands. Push the hips back. Grab a hold of the shin. Take that hand off of your back pocket and reach to the ceiling. If you can turn and look over the shoulder, open up your fingers nice and wide. Look to the palm and then sit back in your hips. Breathe. Hand on your pocket. Start to bring your chest forward. Open up through the right arm. Chest is parallel, eyes are down. As you start to shift your body weight to the right side and lift up, bring your eyes with you. So there goes my modification. It took 2 steps in for me to get here. Now if you don't need the modification, your knee is up and you sweep that right hand up. Here's what happens, or left hand. When the left hand reaches up, the whole front side of your body opens up. My body doesn't want that today. It'll get there. All right, slow again. Ready? Step out. Sink low, grab the shin, take the hand off your back pocket, reach to the ceiling and look back. Hand to your hip, chest is forward, reach out to the right, sweep it up. Breathe. It's your breath that moves you, your diaphragm and your core. They work together and move you in the direction you want to go. All right, we're gonna speed it up just a tiny bit. Ready? Fall and reach. Step in. Fall and reach. Step in. Fall and reach. Remember, you have the options to step all the way in or take your 2 steps. In. One more slow. Hold it up. Hold it. Breathe. If you have it available, go ahead and reach up. Maybe you kind of test out the waters and you tap your thigh and then reach up. Tap and reach up. Relax your shoulders. All right, we're gonna speed it up. Ready? Fall down, step in. Maybe you don't step as wide. That's how you can be kind to your hip. Step up. Don't forget to reach down and tap your shin. One more. Good job. Let's take the hip circles, right? Take up to your left. Breathe. Take up to your right. Take up back left. Good. Step your feet in. Go ahead. Rock your hips by bending your knees. Rock your hips side to side. Take a big inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your thighs. Round your shoulders. Drop the chest. Reach down for your toes. Hang there. Go ahead, pedal your knees right and left. Let your shoulders drop as you bend your knee. Let your head hang low. Couple more. Good job. Come halfway up. Drop back down. Slowly roll. Come up 1 vertebrae at a time. Good job. Go ahead, grab some water and come right back. We're going to go down on the floor. All right, come down on the floor. You're going to grab your band or your tube. If you've got a band or a tube, grab that. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Like, you can still do the same work. So, grab your piece of equipment. Either when you get down there or before you get down there, go ahead and grab it. And you're going to loop it around. So let me show you something. If you've got an elastic tube, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a loop on one end, and then you're going to take the bands and loop it through so that you kind of make like this cup, and that your legs are going to go through there, right? Because we're going to keep it right at our calves. So go ahead, have a seat. Have a seat. The band is wrapped right around your calves, not your knees. Lay all the way back on your shoulders, hands at your sides. So your feet are right up underneath your hips, like hip width apart. And then I want you to take your feet and step them out as wide as your mat. As wide as your mat. You might have to reposition yourself, like I need to do, on the mat, so that your body is laying in the center, but your feet are wide. You should have felt the band start to stretch, and you need to take your knees and place them right over your ankles. Yes? Now let your knees slowly slide in, let the band do the work, and then slowly push them out. Good. Slowly let them close, and then slowly push out. Hold it there. Keep your feet wide. Now you're going to step both feet in. Step in out. Don't let your knees collapse in. Tap, out, tap, out. Bring them in, take them out, step them in, step out. Make sure you can feel the edge of your mat with the sole of your foot. Hands are at your sides. Breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Take your feet wide. Lift your feet off the mat. Keep that same distance in your feet. Hold it there. Hands at your sides. Slowly lower the feet to the mat. Tap the mat and pull right back up. Hold it wide. Lower back to the mat. Pull back up. Breathe. Make sure your tailbone stays touching the mat. Ready? Lower down. Pull back up. Flex your feet. Point your toes. Flex the feet. Point your toes. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. One more flex. Relax your foot, lower down. Let your feet fall back to a natural position. Take your knees to the right side. Keep the band on your knees and then come back to the center. Take them over to the left. Good job. With your knees hip width apart, go ahead and lift your knees off the mat or lift your feet off the mat. So you're going to slide the band down right around your ankles. Yes, the band is over your ankles. Your feet are hip width apart. Now take your feet as wide as the mat, where you think the mat is, and then bring them right back in underneath your hips. Wide as the mat, right back in under your hips. Yes, it should burn on the outside of your thighs. Take them out as wide as you think the mat is, and then pull back in. And listen, if you can't go as wide as your mat, as long as you moved, you did it right. Go ahead, open wide, and then close it up. Good. Flex your feet. Step wide. Pull it back in. Your knees are still 90 degrees. Step wide, and then back in. One more wide, and then back in. Lower your feet. Knees fall to the side. Either side, doesn't matter. And then go to the other side. All right, bring your knees to your chest. Give your back a little bit of a rest. And then take the legs straight up. Make sure your band is still around your ankles. Legs are straight up. Again, if you don't have a band, that does not exclude you from doing this work. You can still do all of this without a band. So with your legs straight up, feet are flexed, you're going to attempt to lower just the right leg. Remember, you got a band around your leg, so that leg should not be able to go very far. Your left leg stays where it is. Foot flexed as if you wanted to walk the ceiling. You're going to lower the right leg down like you wanted to take it to the floor and then pull it right back where you started. Yes, flex the right foot, lower the left foot down, pull it back where you started. Good. Left foot flex, lower the right leg, back where you started. Right foot flex, lower the left, back where you started. Bend your knees, bring your knees to your chest, heels toward the hips. Go ahead, take the knees and bring them to your armpits to relax the hips. Good, bring them right back in front of your chest. Hands on the knees and make some small circles with your hips. Change directions. Take your feet down to the mat. The band is still on your ankles. Push your hips to the ceiling. And lower back down. Good. Straighten those legs straight up to the ceiling. Flex your feet. Right leg tries to go down and then comes back. Left leg tries to go down and then comes back.
Right leg tries to go down, comes back. Left leg try to lower, come back. Good, bend your knees, drop your feet to the floor, push your hips to the ceiling. Keep the hips lifted, take your hands and place them on the mat. Your hips are right above your hands. All right, lift up the right heel, lower back down. Lift your left heel, back down. Right heel goes up, back down. Left heel goes up, back down. Lift your hips a little higher. Take just the right hip, tap to the floor, and lift up. Left hip, tap to the floor, and lift up. Don't let your knees collapse in or out. Right hip, lift up. Left hip, lift up. Keep your hips up high. Right heel lifts up. Lower down, left hip, or left heel, sorry, lower. Right heel, left heel, right heel, left heel. Both heels lift up and hold. 4, 3, 2. Drop the heels, lower the hips. Bring the knees to your chest. Take the knees to your armpits. Good, knees over your chest. Hands on the knees, make those little circles and change directions. Good, take the legs to the ceiling. Good, take the feet out a little bit wider as if they were trying to get the width of your mat. Now try to take the right leg down and then pull it back up. Try to take the left leg down, pull it back up. Right leg tries to go, pull back up. Left leg tries to go, pull back up. Slightly bend both knees, lower both legs down. Slow, 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 slow. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. They should be almost as wide as your mat. Go ahead, push your hips to the ceiling and hold. Right heel lifts up and hold. Good, switch heels, lift and hold. Switch heels, lift and hold. Switch heels, lift and hold. Drop that heel, step your feet in, keep the hips up. Step the feet out, keep the hips lifted. Step the feet in, hold it up. You're gonna march your feet right and left. We lift right, lift left. Lift right, lift left. Right, don't grab your mat. Keep your hips lifted, breathe. Good, lift right, lift left. That band should prevent you from marching too high. Go ahead, lower your lips, lower your hips. Bring your knees to your chest. Take your knees out to your armpits. Good, circle the knees around and then bring them right in front of the chest. Breathe. Take the knees to the armpits. Circle out and around and bring them right up over the belly button. Knees to the chest. And then to your armpits, circle around. Bring them right up over your belly button. Go ahead, remove that band. Don't throw it. Take your right leg to the ceiling, left leg goes long. Switch legs. Both legs straight up. Left leg lowers down. Lift your shoulders up and hold. Left leg comes back up. Both legs are lifted, shoulders are up. Right leg goes to the floor. Hold the pose, not your breath. Right leg comes up. Lower the shoulders. Turn the toes out, heels are together. Bend the knees, lower the heels to the hips. Push back up. 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 2 more, heels down, push back up. 1 more, lower down, push back up, turn the toes in, shoulders come up, reach behind your thighs, grab both legs, open your elbows. Keep your shoulders lifted, lower the left leg, bring the right knee to your chest, hands on the back of that thigh. Good, switch legs. Switch. Switch, inhale through your nose, exhale from your mouth. Switch. Keep that right knee in, take the right arm, reach overhead. Good, bring it back. Switch legs. Take the left arm, reach overhead. Good, bring it back. Both knees to your chest. Lower the shoulders, lower the feet. Take your knees to the right side. Slowly come back to the center, take them over to the left. Back to the center. Let your knees collapse in and walk your feet to the outside edge of your mat. If they're touching the floor, that's even better. Good, walk your feet back in, they're right up underneath your hips. Push your hips to the ceiling, your hands are at your sides. Slowly lower back down. Take the right leg and extend to the ceiling like you wanted to walk the ceiling. Cross that foot over the left thigh and let your knee fall out. Roll to the left hip, bringing that right sole of your foot to the floor. And then take both hands out wide in a T position. Turn and look to the right fingertips. Bring the head back to the center. Slowly lift that foot off the floor and roll onto your back where you started. Good, release the stretch, right leg goes to the ceiling, hands on the back of your right thigh, and push your heel to the ceiling. Good, turn the heel in, toes turn out, and then come back to the center and point your toes. Good, turn the toes out, heel comes in, almost like you were about to do a plie, and then back to the center. Go ahead, round your ankle, circle out to the right and inward, and then change directions. Good, open your toes, and then ball your toes like you were making a fist with your toes. Open the toes wide, and then make a fist with your feet. Good, lower that leg down, take the left leg to the ceiling, push your heel to the ceiling like you wanted to walk across the ceiling. Rest your ankle on the right thigh and let that knee go where it's gonna go. Don't force it out. Unclench your jaw, relax your shoulders, and release your quads. Slowly start to roll toward the right hip, bringing the sole of that left foot to the mat. Breathe. Take the arms out wide in a T. Turn your palms up. Now slowly turn your palms over and then turn and look to the left hand. Breathe. Good job. Bring your head back to the center. Slowly roll back onto that left hip. And then extend that leg to the ceiling. Point your toe. Hands on the back of that thigh. Flex your foot. Turn the toes out. Heel turns in. So you should feel your whole leg turn. Come back to the center. And then point your toes again. Flex the foot. and then turn the heel in. Come back to the center, make a circle, turning out to the left and in to the right, and then change directions. Go ahead, open the toes wide, and then make a ball or a fist with your toes. Toes go wide, and then make a fist with your toes. Good, bring both knees into your chest. Hands on the back of your thighs, help yourself roll up. Good, swing your legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall, take both hands and reach overhead. Grab a hold of the right wrist with the left hand and you're going to reach to the left side, keeping that right hip to the floor. Good, take both hands down on the left side of your body. Turn and look to the left side. Sit up nice and tall and sweep your left hand behind you. Good, come back to the front with both hands behind you, open up your chest. Go ahead, lift your chin and flex your heels. Good job, sweep up overhead. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Push that left hip to the floor and lean to the right side. Good, both hands come down on the right, sit up nice and tall, right hand goes behind you. If you can look over the shoulder, go ahead and look over the shoulder. You might feel a release in your thoracic spine, which is right between your shoulders. Good, turn back to the front. Take the fingertips right at your knees, sit up nice and tall. And then from your hips, start to bring your ribs forward as you walk your fingertips forward. You can stop right around your lower shin or your ankles. Your chest is still lifted. Now slowly bring the chest forward towards your lap. Go ahead, tuck your chin, let the forehead drop low. And breathe. Keeping your back rounded, slowly roll back. Coming up one vertebrae at a time, and your head is the last thing to come up. Take the right hand, sweep over to the left, bend that left knee, reach to the left side of the room and push that right hip to the floor. Good, roll forward, sweep past your toes, and then come right back up to the left side. Good job, sit all the way up and we'll cartwheel to the other side, reaching with your left hip to the ground. Good, roll forward, sweep past your toes, and then come right back up. Sit all the way up, drop your hands to both sides, relax your shoulders. Draw the shoulders up to your ears and then drop them down. Draw them up, drop down. Do that again, draw up, let them fall. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. Chin to your chest. Left ear, left shoulder. And then let your head drop back naturally, lifting your forehead and chin. Good, wrap your arms around your body, tuck your chin to your chest. Release the stretch and sweep your hands behind, open the chest. One more stretch like that, take your arms forward. If you can remember which arm was on top, try that, tuck your chin. This time release and sweep the right arm up and back. Left arm goes up and back. Right arm goes up and back. One more, left arm goes up and back. I can't talk today. Roll your shoulders. Take a big inhale, reach up. Exhale, fall forward, reach for your toes. Come across your lap, whether you touch your toes or not, it doesn't matter. Round your shoulders and slowly come up. y'all are done. How about that? So you can help yourself come up off the floor, whatever is the most graceful way you can peel yourself up off the floor, whether it looks graceful or it felt kind. That's all that matters. So again, the verse for today was Exodus 20, 12 through 17. Honor your father and mother, then you will live a long, full life in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You must not murder. You must not commit adultery. You must not steal. You must not satisfy or testify falsely against your neighbor. You must not covet your neighbor's house. You must not covet your neighbor's wife or husband, male or female servant, ox or donkey, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. And we broke down at the beginning just this space of where God has called us to be a particular person, to have a specific lifestyle, to honor what we occupy within us, and seeing to it that how we maintain our lives is a welcome to our neighbor, whoever we've allowed in this space around our occupancy, our residency within ourselves. So we get to ask ourselves, who are we asking to be our neighbor? And are we being kind to them as we would be kind to ourselves? Are we honoring our parents for the life that we've been given by the way we take care of our lives? Exodus 20 parallels Psalm 139. So we get to be kind because we get to be kind to ourselves, and then be kind to our neighbors because we want our neighbors to be kind to us, right? Treat others as you would want others to treat you. But if you don't know how to treat yourself, you don't know what to expect of other people. So let me pray. Father God, I thank you for the opportunity and the invitation to be kind to our bodies, heart, soul, mind, and strength. That as we are being kind in that space, we learn how to be kind to others. We won't have a rule of thumb of how they should treat us and what we should receive and healthy boundaries if we don't know what it looks like to take care of ourselves. Teach us, Lord. Teach us to number our days. Teach us the way that you want us to live and the way you want us to walk. And may we be tender children to receive the discipline, not because it's punishment, but because you love us. It's in Christ's name that we pray. Amen. Thanks, friends. I hope that was a blessing to your heart, your soul, and your body.